get pills. I'm aiming for weeks, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crash that porn. My niggas them told me make peace, we go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill now and then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law. Niggas no CP. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spin the sounds. When I spin the banks, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
Salute all, salute. How you all doing? Black Banter, salute to you, bro. Much respect to you. Watch it if you want. Yeah, I'll send you a link, bro. Christopher Jeanette, salute to you, brother. Canvas, salute. If you want a link, yeah, I'll send you one. Salute to you, Black Star. I'll send you one as well. So let me go into this. Invite. Did any of you just watch the Josh Taylor fight? Damn. That was funny, that. Salute A-Weapon. Salute to you, brother. And salute to you, Bruce Goes. Let's send these links. If you want to get on Black Star, you're more than welcome, bro. Or anyone who wants to get on. I've just sent you the link now, watch you. I'll send you a link, Canvas. I'll just put this in. There. That was no fight. Oh, man. Tell you what. Where are they pulling these fighters from? What is it with Frank Warren cards? Over the last few Frank Warren cards I've watched. Oh, Watcher's here. What's good, Watcher?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, brother. Did you
Wow.
that shit then?
Oh my god, what the fuck was that? That was a dive, 100%.
Yeah. Even David A was just saying then. I've seen people. What did he say? He said I saw Oscar De La Hoya get it with a body shot off Bernard Hopkins, and he dropped him, and he only took one knee, and he broke his ribs, and even he wasn't making out like that. Black Star, right? Yeah.
You
Black
know
Star
what?
was. Yeah, go on. Just let me say this. I can't remember what start of Black Star's. Black Star, put the first letter of your email, mate, and then I'll find you.
Man, Bob's a cold dude, man. Like, he will get fighters like that, and he'll bring them to the slaughterhouse, man. You know, like the Filipinos, man. There's a lot of fighters from there. He'll just find one and he'll put one in.
Wow. Because I mean, I've never even heard of the guy anyway, and I just heard him saying on the build-up then that he's 16-0 with 13 KOs. And and for the first minute or two, I thought, yeah, he looked like he was heavy-handed, and he's got a bit of speed. And man, that fucking body shot, he wasn't even that good of a body shot. I mean, credit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought he got hit with a right hook to the head, but he just went down. He just went splat like a fly.
I've just sent it to you, Black Star. Yeah. That was some fucked up shit, that. But fair play to the Flying Scotsman. He's kept hold of his belts. But he's got to fight Ramirez now, Watcher. He's got to fight Ramirez next year.
Yeah. Do it probably in, I'd say, Vegas. That's where that will make the most money for the fighters.
Yeah.
You know, get a big Scottish, you know how the Brits, they love to, and the Scottish and the Irish, they love to follow overseas.
Yeah.
You get the Mexicans, a huge fight. There's no excuse for it not to happen. I believe Ramirez wants it. I believe Josh wants it. So I think it will happen. It has to happen. There's no other fight now. No more
Got
tuna.
to. Yes, sir. Totally agree with you, Watcher. Totally agree, bro. It's got to happen. There's, like you just said, bro, there's no other excuses now. He's got two of
Yeah.
the belts, and Ramirez has got two of the belts. Let's make it happen. They've both fought Victor Postal, and two very close fights as well. Let's see it happen. Who would you pick for that fight?
Ooh, I'd favor Josh because his movement and his technical ability that he brings and his timing, it will be a
Yeah,
problem. But I am going for like rooting for Ramirez. Like I want him to win because I just like his style and I like his mentality towards like that warrior mentality. And he's got a completely different style. He just comes forward with that Mexican style, just goes to war. It's not an easy fight for Josh. I think Josh is about 5'10 ish and Ramirez is like 5'8. So Josh is gonna probably want to use that that size advantage. But it's a hard fight, man. It's a very physical fight. And we've seen Josh get tagged up before by Regis, who was much smaller as well. So
yeah,
yeah, man, we'll see. I think Josh, but hard fight.
yeah. I just let me say to this, bro. Seen and unseen boxing. Salute to you, bro. I just give you a wrench. I've seen you about before in other channels, and salute to you. Um, yeah, quickly. I'd sit on the fence on that, me, just at this moment, because I don't know. Because I watched Ramirez and oh god, who was it? Who he iced in his last fight? The black lad. I can't think of his name. The American guy. The fight before he fought Victor Postal.
Um,
Oh god,
I
what's his
forgot his
name?
name. Oh
Yeah,
my
he was
god,
supposed to fight. Who's he want? He's Regis. Dre's finally salute to you, bro.
it was on the zone. Who was it?
Yeah. Oh God. What is his name?
That's the problem, though. Like some of these guys at 140, you just don't really know who they are.
Yeah, Marius. Not Marius.
Maurice
Maurice
Hooker,
Hooker. That's it. Maurice Hooker. Yeah,
Marius Vac.
yeah. Marius Black. Yeah. Black Banter. Salute to you, brother. Yeah. So I'm sort of 50-50 over that fight at the moment because I think that was a fantastic. I'd love to see that fight again with Regis Prograis. That was probably my fight of the year last year. That was a fantastic fight. That, but then Usyk didn't look too good against Victor Postal, did he, in his last fight? But then again, I don't know. It's got to be made anyway. It's a good fight. Canvas, how are you, brother?
I'm good, Loz. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, brother.
Watcher, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? Good.
I've just got online, man. I'm just watching that quick demolition job of Josh Taylor, man. I didn't even see the left going.
Excuse me. I did it myself, mate. I did it myself. I went to the fridge for go get something to eat and turned around and my son said it's over.
Yeah, it's
It's
one
on
of
the
them ones,
floor.
isn't it? It's one of them ones you sneeze and what happened?
Oh God, man. It's not looking too good for Frankie Boy at the moment, is he? He's pulling out all these fights. I mean, the Joe Joyce one was pretty much over quick. The Daniel Dubois one was atrocious. This one, what they've just put on now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daniel Dubois ought to be careful. He's getting all these soft touches. Then he
yeah,
comes in against someone like Joe Joyce. It could be a really dodgy night for him. I wish him all the best and everything, but I know you've said all along, and I've my doubts about Daniel Dubois, but you keep on feeding these soft touches, and bang, you're in there with like a decent heavyweight. Could go
yeah,
tits up, man.
yeah. I think he could. I definitely think he could. I'm not. Like I say, I've never been, and I will admit to you, I've never been a big fan of Daniel Dubois. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on it. There's just something about him what I just see, and I just think I see all these brothers up and down channels, and a lot of, me personally, I see a lot of Americans big him up. I don't know why, because when
probably
I
because
look at him, I don't think he's anything special.
You know what? It's a very similar thing that's happening with Yard, who's same promoter,
Yeah,
and they took a hell of a risk, and we talked about it at the time when he stepped up to fight Kolovev, but he didn't even have like a bridging fight, to get to Kolovev. Someone, at British title or European title, he just went straight to Kolovev, and we all said, "Whoa, I mean, he's going to have his moments in the fight without shadow of a doubt." And this is the
yeah,
same for Dubois. He's had some half decent opponents, but for me, Joyce has had the much better opponents.
facts,
He's been there.
facts,
I mean,
facts.
at a lower weight, Usyk, and
He's had
Stavern.
Stavern. He's had the is it Brian? Not Brian
Brian
Jennings. Yeah,
Jennings.
Brian Jennings.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same sort of route, same sort of thing. What Yard is doing throughout his
Yeah,
career, and all of a sudden, bang, you go up a level, and maybe maybe he's found wanting.
yeah. Right, I'm going to get into this. That's a fucking excellent subject. You've started me off now. Right, what is it with these fighters, right, Canvas? These fighters at the moment seem to go up, have a fight against good, stiff opposition, and then all of a sudden, whether they win or lose, they just seem to go back to fighting bums. Anthony Yard is what you've just said, is a prime example. He should have fought Frank Buglioni and other fighters like that at British domestic level and
Yeah.
then gone for a world title, but he didn't. He skipped by them and went to Kolev. Came up unlucky against Kolev. Now he's back to fighting stiffs again. Why? Why? I was saying the same thing about the brother on the screen, Cal Brook, 2 years ago. I was saying the same thing. Cal Brook lost to Errol Spence Jr. And then after that, he okay, yeah, I know he had a broken orbital socket in his eyes and stuff like that. Yeah. And then he gets the pass to fight again. But then, okay, you're going to fight a bum or two. But then it's like, Kel, you've wasted. Kel Brook, to me, has wasted 2 or 3 years of his life, of his career, really, really important part of his career, fighting stiffs or being inactive, and since he lost to Spence. Fair credit to him, he's fighting Crawford, one of the best pound for pound. But you should have done this years ago. I said that. I don't know. I mean, I give Cal credit for fighting Crawford, and he finally made the fight. But Cal Brook could have gone after Keith Thurman. He should have gone after Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman was champion.
I mirror everything that you're saying there, Loz. I'm a big Cal Brook fan. I watched him in his early days in his amateurs coming through. And, it was a great night when he went to Carson City and took the title off Sean Porter. Controversial. It could have gone either way.
Fantastic fighter as well, Porter.
But there's this thing about Cal Brook. He's his own worst enemy. If you look at Cal Brook's career, it's shady. We've talked about this before. I mean, I'm glad he's got the fight against Crawford. I don't think he'll win, personally.
Yeah.
Just through inactivity. But Cal Brook has been his own worst enemy. I mean, I can remember years ago, his first world title shot was against Devin Alexander in Detroit.
Yeah.
And something weird happened about that. He pulled out the fight through injury. The deal was signed. He'd done a press conference here, then he was due to fly out to Detroit to do the presser there against Devin Alexander, and he pulled out of that. I can remember on the eve of the fight,
Yeah.
in just in California when he fought Porter, people were saying then on Sky were saying this is Cal Brook's last chance for a world title, because it fucked people around that much. Even when he won the world title against Porter, there were loads of names bandied around. Timothy Bradley, Diego Chavez. He was due to fight Diego Chavez, and then he pulled out injury. He popped a rib in sparring.
Yes, I remember that.
There were loads of names banded around, and of course, after he won against Porter, he went on vacation to Tenerife. Then he got his leg hacked off.
Yeah.
And then he was out of boxing for about a good year, and then he had to catch up with his mandatories and stuff like that. But he keeps on, and I hate saying this because I think Cal's a really good fighter, but I hate saying this, but he keeps on saying he wants the big fights, and he's had the chances to do it, but it just hasn't materialized.
Yeah.
You can't keep on saying that. Going over to the States and like meeting people like Errol Spencer saying, I'll fight you again, or bumping into like, Bud Crawford and say like, let's do it. I'm glad the fight's been made because
I am.
But let's be brutally honest, Cal's been his own worst enemy. The fights have been there and he hasn't took them. Who was the other? He was supposed to fight the other guy as well, and they made up some story in Matchroom that they wanted too much money, but actually a price had been agreed. Who's the? Oh God, he was Robert Garcia's guy, Mexican American guy. What's his name? Tough, rugged brawler.
I don't know, mate. God, fucking hell, my head's west just lately.
But anyway, he was supposed to fight him, and then that didn't turn out. Cal's been touted with a lot of fighters through the years, and it's never materialized. And I think half of it has been whether he's injury prone or whatever. But he's only got himself to blame as far as I'm concerned. Cal Brook, great fighter, but should have done a whole lot better through the sport.
Totally agree. That's what happens when Blue Black Star.
Hey brother, how you doing? How's everybody doing today?
Salute.
Yeah, good bro. Good. You?
Man. Yeah, I can't complain, man. Pretty good day, man. Fight night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, fellas, you hear about well, I'm pretty sure you guys were just talking about it before I got on here. How it seems like the UK is not going to pick up that Kell Brook Bud Crawford fight, man.
Get out of it.
They was trying to get it to go, over there so they could probably get a crowd or something. And right now it looks like they're not going to do it, man. I was hoping that they would, man. I was really excited for this fight, man. This was one I've been calling for some time, man. I think it's a hell of a test for Bud, man. And it would definitely prove to me that, he belongs at 147, and not just that much, that he can actually go in there and compete with Errol Spence, because the only thing I'm questioning him at 147 is the physicality. Can he keep up with that, with a guy that's real physical? If he can do that pass that last test for me, then I feel more comfortable about him and Errol having that big fight, which I like to see. And I'd be more excited to see it. But
yeah.
A little disappointed about that.
Do you mean? How do you mean they're not picking up the fight? Do you mean like they're not broadcasting it over here?
Well, I think they wanted to have it actually in the UK.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I read EJ Boxing. Let me just check that's real EJ. Yeah, I thought EJ, I've put your email in the chat, bro, if you want a link, bro, because I'm fucking shit with posting shit. Yeah, well, I was going to say, I read last night that it would be in Las Vegas There's a good chance of it being in Las Vegas. What's up, Mike?
What it do? What it do?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Yeah, me personally, I was just before you come on, Black Star. EJ, if you want to get on, bro, drop your email and I'll send you the link. No problem, brother.
I'm on live.
I was agreeing with you, Canvas, what you were saying before, man. Cal Brook has been his own worst enemy, I think. But I'm glad to see this fight. I mean, just before anyone says it, I've seen a few people say, "No, I don't want to see this fight" and stuff like that. And I think it's a fantastic fight. I do. I think it's a good fight. I think, like you just said before, Blackstar, I think it's a good test for Bud Crawford, and I think it's a good test for Cal Brook to see if he's got anything left. You know what you got to say, Mike, and then put you on.
What'd you say?
Say again.
What did you say, Laws?
I'm saying, I think this is a good fight for Cal Brook to see what he's got left, because I believe Cal's still got something left. And I think it's a good fight for Bud Crawford because it's a good name on the resume if he beats him at 147.
I don't think people will give Crawford as much credit for beating him than they will give him. You know what I'm saying? And you know, is it a good fight? Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think a lot of people are just you know, they forget that, you know, this time that we're in, it's a bit different than regular times. So you're not gonna get all the good bells and whistles of fights. I mean, we hear YouTube stars and UFC fighters fighting boxers. So, you know, and people are going to, you know, jump on board with that and buy into that, you know. But, you know, people won't buy into a Crawford versus Kell Brook, which is two good fighters on a Saturday night. Y'all still there?
They're gone. Los, you there?
We can't just hear them, but I'll put it like this. You know, if Special K wins, man, that'd be very good for him, man, because it'll show that, you know, he's still a viable opponent for anybody. But if he loses, you know, he's only gonna have X amount of fights out there for him for those paydays. So, you know, if he loses again after that, then, you know, he'll probably just be a stepping stone fighter, you know. So, but I wish both fighters the best. I will be tuning in, and I will be talking about it. This ain't no Daniel Du Bois versus no whatever that guy name was. You know, this ain't no Chavez Jr., whoever that guy name is. This ain't one of those fights. This, you know, and you know, I don't think these networks promoters have been doing a very good job on building this fight. You know, because it's a good fight. Then I think, you know, if we look at UFC and we see who,
I think it's a good fight.
If we look at UFC and we see some of the fights that happened this year, that's supposed to be good fights. This is on the level of some of those fights, because a lot of those guys have, like, you know, a whole bunch of losses. You know, even the baddest motherfucker, you know, even him, Masvidal, he got some losses. Cowboy got some losses. Not one of the best fighters either. So when you start looking around, on both fields, it's just how they built the fight. You know, how they built the fight. You can have two mediocre fighters fighting in UFC that night, or two good fighters, not excellent, but good fighters. But people will still buy that pay-per-view. So, you know, it's just, boxing is different, man. I keep trying to tell folks, man, and Lou has something very good to say about it. You know, it wasn't UFC that did it to him. Boxing did it to itself.
Yeah. Well, I going back to Cal Brook, I think Eddie Hearn's played a very big part of that boy's career, of him not being as successful as he ever could have been. Because like I say, I rate Cal very high. I still think this is the reason. Ty, I've just sent you the link, bro. If you want to get on, and EJ Boxing, I've just sent it you. I still believe, like I say, and I'll repeat it again. Me personally, I think this is a 50-50 fight. I think it could go either way. I believe, to me, like I said last week, I think round about the same age, they've both been very inactive over the last year or two. The level of competition has been poor from both fighters, and I put it down to who wants it the most. Because, like Blackstar pointed out before, how will Terence Bud Crawford deal with someone who is bigger than him, like actual big welterweight?
What I don't understand though is why has Cal Brook been campaigning since the loss to EJ at 154?
What's going on, people?
What was the point?
Yeah, salute to you, EJ.
Yeah, what's going on, people? Yeah, hey, see, what's the guy talking right now, man? He's spitting game on Kell Brook, bro. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The stuff he's talking is 100% correct. I think he was talking about Jesse Vargas, the fight Kell Brook was gonna fight. And when he was talking about when he went on Broad, yeah, he got stabbed. Basically, I don't know if it's true or not that he was making advances at another guy. One of the guy, and they stabbed him in his leg to get him away from him. But Kell Brook's been messing around for the longest. But I think Eddie Hearn messed up his career. When he was supposed to fight Jesse Vargas for unification, Eddie Hearn said they were asking for too much money. They should have, wherever they were asking, they should have gave it. And then the Eubank was messing around with Triple G, and Kell Brook basically got thrown underneath the bus against Triple G, mashed up one eye socket, brought him back down. Then Eddie Hearn started investing money and said, look, we give you, because you bailed me out there, I'll do a home show for you. And then smashed the other eye socket against Errol Spence. He never rematched Porter. You know what I mean? He's just messing around. And now he's going to get tucked in. He's going to get tucked in by, what's his name again? By Crawford. I mean, his career could have been better, but Eddie Hearn, to be fair, has managed it well. I mean, Devin Allen's the fight should happen. Them fights should happen a couple of times ago as well, 3-4 times as well. But Kell Brook is been one of them guys there that when he was on top, he finally got on top. Yeah, he bloody, messing around with them chocolate brownies. He done his career in. You know what I mean? But it's one of them ones. Listen, Eddie Hearn's good. Yeah, he'll make you money. Yeah, but he'll mess up your career. A lot of the fighters Eddie Hearn does. Yeah, what he does with them, he tells them, like, I don't know if you guys know in England. Yeah, if you have a certain amount of fights, you can self-manage. That means there's no manager. Because what usually happens is the promoter has to talk to the manager, and then they match make. Eddie Hearn called him and called Brook in dead of night. He said, Kell Brook, you remember when you said about you wanted to fight Golovkin? Was you serious? Because yeah, Papa, I was serious. I was dead serious. I wanted to fight him. And then you see what you know what I mean? And then, I want a big fight. And then the thing is, a fighter's never gonna say no. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, he's made the fight and he goes, Dominic, I'm fighting Triple J. He goes, what the fuck have you? And you know what I mean? Dominic must have lost his plot. But what could Dominic do in it? His dad passed away this time, and Eddie Hearn's running the show. So, Dominic, he knew the kid weren't going to fight. I was talking to Kevin Lewis when we fought Felix Trinidad about the fight. He goes, listen,
I remember that fight.
I had a wicked interview because I was doing I was going to the media thing around there, yeah. And I talked to him. He gave me the best breakdown. He goes, listen, he's a welterweight. Yeah, he's not a legit middleweight. When he starts taking them punches, something's gonna crack. He goes, this is a dangerous fight for him. Because you know what I mean. At welterweight, guys are hard enough, but 2 weight classes, it just doesn't happen. If you fight a guy there, what you got to do? You got to be on your back foot. And I talked to Lloyd Hunnigan, who's in hospital right now as well. He said he's got to be like a thief for the night. You can't stand there with him, but you couldn't do that with Triple G for the night. And he did all right, but he went for him and he got his eyes socket. So Kell Brook is just an enigma. You know what I mean? But his career, really and truly, and the training he's got around him, it's just not the discipline. He's just going to get turned out. And I don't want to see Kell Brook be one of them guys, you see him, he doesn't remember the next day and he's blinding both fighters. I mean, really and truly, he shouldn't even be fighting. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have been fighting. And the amount of money he got from the Triple G fight and the Errol Spence fight, he should just sit down.
You know what I mean? But this is this boxing. You can't tell a boxer when you can't tell a soldier when the war's finished not to fight a war. That's all they know, and it's the same for a boxer. You know what I mean? That's what he knows, isn't it?
There, yeah.
EJ made it.
I mean,
go on, Canvas. I'll be back to me. Go on, Canvas.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
No, go ahead, Canvas. Go ahead.
All right,
what's up, Canvas?
EJ made a good point there. I forgot about Jesse Vargas, but the guy I was talking about, which got deep in negotiations, and another one that slipped through the net for whatever reason, was Brandon Rios.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember that one. Yes.
Brandon
Rios, that one got through.
And also Victor Ortiz was mentioned as well, but nothing ever happened to that.
Yeah.
So he's had all these fighters lined up, and he's been the longest servant at Matchroom, Cal Brook, but they haven't come off. And you got to ask yourself, is it someone in the back pulling the strings, or is it Cal himself who doesn't fancy these fights? You know what I mean?
It's Eddie Hearn, man. Eddie Hearn. It's Eddie Hearn. If you look at it, look, a lot of times he's trying to protect Kel. He wants Kel to fighting Frankie Gavin, Jojo Dan, Kevin Bizier. I remember when he got the belt, he's like, oh, we're gonna fight, what's the name? We're gonna fight Marquez, we're gonna fight Pacquiao. Eddie Hearn was talking the most game. Everyone was like, all right. And then he went down there and got stabbed in his leg. Yeah, no one told him to go chase another man and got stabbed in the leg. Now I don't know if that's true. That's the rumor, isn't it? But that's a serious rumor, actually, fact in it. No, I don't know if it's true. But what I'm saying is that even after that, he came back and fought Bizier. Oh, he's got to fight his Manchester. You're only supposed to fight them once a year, and then you fight another one, Bizier. I know you wasn't trying to fight no one. Why didn't you if you was a man of your honor, like you beat the champion, Sean Porter? You should have gave him his rematch. Why? You know what I mean? You beat him in the States. Should have brought him over to the UK and give the man. That's what old school used to do. You try to skate round it, and then Eddie Hearn threw you right underneath the bus with that Triple G thing. I mean, you're a reigning champion. You didn't need to go up the weight. There was no reason that because he's big at the weight. He's big and strong at the weight. I mean, what boxing knowledge do people understand in this day and age? Do you think people can just skip weights up there and be successful? Are you mad? This boxing game is dangerous. And if you don't need to take risks, you shouldn't have did it against Triple G. You know what I mean? It was madness, bro. Triple G's done more in the amateurs than bloody Kell Brook ever dreamed. How many amateur fights did he have? You know what I mean? You're going against someone like that. Come on. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to end. It wasn't going to end good. And Kell Brook right now is going to get served up by Crawford, who's on his game. Prime Crawford. Listen, the fight. Be lucky if the fight gets past 7 rounds, innit? But I'll watch it though. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it though. No, don't be so negative. And then we got the Charlo brothers today. The Charlo brothers, to me right now, listen, them lot run their mouths a lot, yeah. But I'm not too sure. They're supposed to win, but I'm not 100% sure they're gonna win tonight either. I'm not overly confident on them two brothers because every time they're supposed to take over, they come a cropper in it. So I'm not too sure about them. And you see the Josh Taylor fight? That was a bloody fix. That there was a fix. If ever I saw one, boxing is still corrupt. I don't know what went wrong there, but that was horrible. That was terrible. You see it?
Yeah, man.
I mean, one thing I'm saying is that we can't always just place the blame on the promoter and stuff like that. Sometimes it's the fighter, and maybe he was taking advice of Edward Hearn. Maybe Edward Hearn had full control over his career and stuff like that. But I don't think that was the case. I mean, we could say who Kell Brook could have fought and stuff like this, and where his career is going and stuff like that, his health and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we don't know his health. We know he got his eyes
himself, though. But he does manage.
Hold up. Because we can't say that. We don't know what these dudes are signing and stuff like that. And when we always placing the blame on promoters, we not putting the blame on the fighter. You see what I'm saying? It's these fighters' fault that they not fighting these fights and that stuff and doing all this stuff. Because guess what? Time and time again, we see what they do. They re-up with that same promoter. See what I'm saying? And maybe what they think was to move him up to get bigger fights and to get him more money in his pocket. Maybe they didn't see those other guys that they was going to fight was going to be pay-per-view in America or going to be pay-per-view up over there in the UK or how much they was going to sell out and stuff like that. Hell, Edward Hearn didn't know that Earl Spence was going to fly all the way over there to UK and whoop that ass. So we can't always blame the promoter. We got to put this attestation of duckery and fuckery on these fighters.
Bro, when you manage yourself, yeah, right. This is why you have a manager. The boxers get hit in the ring, and if you I know you know boxers. Boxers don't say no to nothing. Now it comes across like some boxers don't want to fight, but usually a team around them say, "Nah, don't take that fight. That's what they're paid for." He ain't got no manager. He self-manages himself. Eddie Hearn called him in the dead of night and negotiated that fight with Eubank against Triple G when he didn't have to fight him. So, like, I agree with you. Sometimes you're right. Some fighters, but in this situation, Edward Hearn fast car threw Kell Brook all the way underneath the bus, and he ain't come underneath. He hasn't surfaced since. You know what I mean? And also his health. You know, that's dangerous, some dangerous shit right there. But you're right though. Like you're right. Some of the fighters, like Gary Russell Jr. One minute. And you're right. Like
I'm not worried about that.
One second. Yeah, you're right. Gary Russell Jr. is a perfect example of what you're talking about right there. He's on some bull BS that one there. He's on some BS. He out here calling Crawford sending a contract on it. Then he's out here calling Devin Haney, and he don't want that. So on that one there, but with Kell Brook, unfortunately for him, yeah, being around Eddie Hearn, being one of Eddie Hearn's boys, yeah, it's cost him both of his eyes. I mean, look, think about it, right? They said he got eye surgery on one eye and eye surgery on the other. But yet this guy's going back in the ring and we're expecting him to be competitive. I mean, come on.
There's one thing
you can't say that though, because even with the eye injuries and the eye sockets and all that stuff heals. We see fighters get their eye sockets all the time in UFC and other sports, and they back in the ring. My whole thing is that maybe him or Edward Hearn should have found another opponent for him to get in the ring so he can build his confidence back up or whatever, give him more time to heal, whatever the case may be. But that's not always the case. Sometimes people are going to take the fights that they want to take, no matter what the injury they have, no matter what situation they in. If we rewind the tapes back and we look at all the other fighters, Manny Pacquiao crying that he was hurt, Deontay Wilder coming off of bicep hand injuries and stuff like that. Hell, he's coming off of a broken skull cap with a bicep, and he's taking on this dude. Errol Spence flipped the car so many times, out there drinking and swerving. You know what I'm saying? So, this is how you got to take it. If you want to be great, if you want to be a champion, you got to take the risk, no matter what you think that your health, the outcome of your health, the outcome of your wins and losses, the outcome of your money and all that stuff. That's just what you're gonna have to do. If you want to be the boss, you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to be the. I don't. Oh yeah, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say
this. If Kell would have won, nobody would have been saying nothing. If he would have been winning, nobody would be saying nothing. But since he's getting his ass whooped, people are saying something. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame Edward Hearn. You got to blame the fighter. The fighter is the one that was the one in the ring that allowed himself to get his ass whooped.
I don't know, Marky. I mean, to this day, I've not heard an explanation from Kell Brook or Dominic Ingle why Kell Brook got the fuck out of the Ingle gym when Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for that gutting agent. Why did Kell Brook leave Brendan Ingle? Dominic Ingle. After all them years as being this trainer, why did he leave him and then go for a year in the wilderness and then come back to him? Was Kell Brook popping something that he shouldn't have been? Because that was really weird.
Good point.
And to this day, no one's ever said anything about it.
I was going to bring that up as well, Canvas.
Yeah, let's bring Watcher and Tyrone in because they ain't said nothing.
I mean,
go on, Watcher.
Yeah, go for it, Watcher.
We're all talking about Eddie Hearn, but I think Dominic Ingle, he's in Kell's ear a lot. That guy can't be trusted. He really, really can't. I think who's popped from his gym? Kid Galahad. Who else?
Billy Joe Saunders, didn't he?
Yeah, Billy. And someone else.
If you always watch Porky always goes on about Dominic Ingle being the white flex wheeler.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, Loz. Porky is right in terms of like him saying he's in his ear and shit, because when you have that many fighters, and it's only one or two guys, but that's a lot, right? Because this is a very serious thing, boxing. Okay, we're not playing golf, we're not playing volleyball, we're not playing soccer. We're hitting each other in the head, right? So who knows, man? Like, it's not out of the question if Kel was on something like Canvas hinted at. You just never know. I mean, you know, he could have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a thing to do, to go from basically middleweight against Triple G and then boil down to 147. And then it was just really weird, you know, when he fought Errol Spence. And, you know, I'm not talking about that. It was afterwards when Billy Joe Saunders popped 30 and it was first broke by ESPN. And within days, Cal Brook fucking chipped. He just like left the trainer he'd known all his life, grew up with, and just like got the hell out of there. And then now he's back with him. There's been no proper explanation why that happened. You know, was it he that scared that Billy Joe Saunders, you know, they could be drug testing him? I just found it very, very shady to say the least.
Yeah, good point. And then he gets back with him. He got back with him, didn't he? Did he have one or two fights under that other trainer, and then he went back to him?
I think
he fought at 154, didn't he? And again, he was mandatory for Hurd, wasn't he? At 154.
Yeah.
And then like, no thanks. I'm just gonna, you know, chill.
Oh,
you know?
My God! Hurd would have hurt him bad.
Yeah, but he's had the chances though, Watcher, to fight.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. People know what they're doing. They're you know, they'll look at a fight and they'll go, no, I'll take this one instead.
I honestly think, you know, it's, again, this will be touted as Cal Brook's last chance saloon, but I think Last Chance Saloon like walked out the door a long time ago. It's just his last chance to earn some decent dollar, isn't it? That's all it is, really. I mean, I hope he gives a good account of himself, but for me, as I said, I'm a Cal Brook fan, but I just think it's 2 years too late for Cal. He's that inactivity. Wow, you know.
Yeah,
he never went to chase the top competition, innit? Chasing after Amir Khan with his last year. That was his pride and joy. You know what I mean? That's all he ever wanted to do in his lifetime. I want Khan. I want Queen Khan. That's all he was on, man. He this is the thing, yeah. My man was talking about them guys want to be great, to be the boss, to be that. Then them star people ain't on that no more, man. When Fasker come around, it's all about make that money. They don't really care about like dream fights or mega fights like Leonard, and they're not really on that. This generation not on that, right? They just want a quick buck, so and get some money to buy a house, and they're off. They don't want to fight the best. Why a lot of the fighters these days, when they talk about Kell Brook and that, all we remember is getting his ass whipped from pillar to post. Ricky Hatton, at least he tried to fight the best, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You know, Mayweather. That's what you remember his name. Yeah, he got his ass whipped. But look, Ricky beat Costa Zudo, but he went in and challenged himself. Now, Kell Brook, after beating bloody thing, that was it. He sat back on his laurels. You can't, when you fight high level like Sean Porter, who's undefeated. Yeah. All right, when you fight the high level like Sean Porter, you go on. You like, yo, I either give the guy a rematch because he gave me a shot, or I go on about better. You go back to Kevin Bizier and all them bums, yeah, and then start talking and then shift up to Triple D. Like you know, most guys they even fight warm up, then they get into the division. Like you're daring to be great. Yeah, if he won the fight, it'd have been great. Then what do you do now? Because now you're a middleweight champion. Look who the guys coming down the back door. You're gonna have to fight at the middleweight division. And he's not really thought out this stuff. Eddie Hearn, as good as he is, he makes money and does make money, a quick buck. But a lot of these fighters have been damaged. There's another guy back in the days, I don't know if you guys remember, called Lee Purdy. He was the first guy Eddie Hearn killed. He went up there to fight. Lee Purdy. He went out there. He's a hard man. He's a hard man. This, that, the other, and backwards and forwards, right? He sent him out there, to fight bloody David Alexander. Yeah, and then because he couldn't make the weight, they put him in a steamer. They put him in a steamer and was reported there to make the man lose weight. And he was getting punched up there. And Darren Barker, because his normal training weren't there, Darren Barker threw the towel in. Then he comes back, yeah, and he fights bloody, what's his name? Badu. No, what's his name again?
Leonard Bundu.
Leonard Bundu, yeah. It was European gentleman. Leonard Bundu beat the snot out of him, and you know what happened to Lee Purdy after that? He's got not damage. He's got vertigo, or he's got some serious injury that they had to do what you call it again? They had to do one of them things where you do a stall and trying to raise money for him because he was so beaten down and he's messed up in his hard luck. Destroyed a lot of players' careers, you know. No, I'll give you another one. Carl Froch. What's his name? The contradiction. Carl Froch, yeah, threw him right underneath the bus. Carl Froch fighting all these great fighters in the World Boxing Series, and now Carl Froch's like, yeah. Listen, I'll tell you what he did to him. Right? He goes to him. Yeah, contradiction. He throws him against George Groves. He's like, why am I fighting him for? What's he done? Like Carl Froch fighting all these great legendary Americans and all these top fighters, and now got fight bloody George Groves, and he took his eye off the board and put his ass on the seats. Next year, that's a big bloody stadium fight against them two in a big rematch. Fine, all right, cool. The next one he messed up is Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, last minute call, was supposed to fight Big Baby Miller. Instead of heading back to England and saying, you know what, it didn't work out. No, we're gonna fight a big fat guy. Eddie Hearn, you know that was a bloody blunder. They look at the fattest guy there and said, bloody, he's a what? They looked at the state of Randy Ruiz and said, oh, we have some of that. God, come on, we could beat him in a couple of rounds and we can go home and have a party. And you see how that went there. Listen, mate, this boxing thing is, yeah, it's serious stuff. People getting hurt out here. Now, I understand, yeah, guys making the money, but really and truly, guys don't want to be great down there. They don't want to be great. And Eddie Hearn's been blocking that Wilder fight for years. Right, and now he wants to fight bloody Tyson Fury, the cokehead. Like, it's crazy, bro. But you know, end of the day, yeah, we're sitting there watching this stuff, and I sound like Porky's Corner. We're sitting there watching this stuff there, and I thinking to myself, this stuff is terrible. Josh Taylor, that fight today was terrible. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, I'll get. I ain't got no more to say.
I've got a worse one than that. What's his face got thrown in with Ortiz, didn't he, when Ortiz was at Matchroom?
That was probably the worst one ever. You can't get worse than that.
He'd only just turned pro a couple of fights before, and they threw him in with Ortiz.
Yeah, that was you can't get worse than that.
That was a disgrace.
That was bad, man. Alan, yeah?
Yep.
That was bad, man. Fucking Alan stepped in. Because Dillian White or Joshua, they couldn't do it. So then, you know, we had to get further down the line. Wilder had to fucking clean all the mess up.
Joshua could have done it, but he was fighting a special ed teacher on the main card while Dave Allen had to fight that guy. I think Ortiz, his career kind of got messed up after he beat Coyote, and then he popped for perform the PED. I think if he was 10 years younger, he probably cleaned the division. I think everybody got
Just one sec. Sorry, Tyrone, because I know you haven't said out, mate.
Yeah.
So someone's chat is saying someone's got a bad beeping going on.
I don't hear it anymore. I think it was on your end.
Is it me?
It was. I don't hear it now. It's gone.
Right. Go on, Tyrone. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think now I hear it again.
Yeah. So
whose is that?
Let me mute the mics. I can't even mute the mic.
I'll mute mine a minute. It might be my headphones.
Just one sec.
Yeah, it could be Canvas, I think.
Yeah, it's you, Canvas.
It's you, Canvas.
Let me just reset it, man.
Okay.
It's you, Canvas. Yeah, go on, Tyrone. Sorry, bro.
But I think Ortiz, if he was like 10 years younger, he could have definitely done a lot in the division. Even now, when he's older, people don't want to fight him. But I don't think he was really given a good shot because of his age and his promotional team. I don't know. It's just kind of it's a tough situation for him.
It's unfortunate, you know.
It is.
He can fight. He can fight, man. For Ortiz, I reckon just
I mean, they're trying to build up the Ruiz fight for him, so hopefully he
yeah,
can
but
get
the
that.
thing with me is like Ruiz does have to look good against Chris, and Chris is a dog. Like he's not at that level anymore, but I'm still wanting Andy to get through that without any bad cuts, any injuries. Because if Arreola comes forward and he throws that heat and he's giving him all that old school stuff on the inside, I don't know, man. Like I'm not saying like he's gonna lose. I'm just saying you got to come at that fight healthy, because I don't want shit to be like, oh, like you can't make the fight because Andy's like injured and he's out of shape, and then that's another fight down the drain. I just get the first round knockout if you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, state of the division right now. As far as this question mark.
Man, fucking Yoka knocked out Dulpa.
BS.
Yeah,
BS.
he did. Yeah,
Hergovic, you know Hergovic, he has gotten some fucking soft touches. I'm telling you. I reckon out of the prospects that have come up, Joe Joyce has probably got the better resume. He's beaten Jennings, he's beaten Kaladze, he's beaten Stavern, he's beaten Hanks, he beaten Lewison in his first fight. Like he's fought better guys than fucking Dubois and Hergovic, even a Jugba. No, Jugba don't look too good to me at all. I've gone straight off that train. Woo! Straight off.
Let me ask EJ this. EJ Boxing, what do you think of Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce? Your honest opinion of both fighters, bro.
Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, he's a hype job, innit? Daniel Dubois is a hype job, innit?
I knew you was going to say that.
He's a hype. He is a bloody hype job. I'm not
saw
playing.
you do a video on it,
I've
bro,
seen him.
like...
Yeah. My guy sparred him. My guy sparred Joe Joyce. Yeah, he's slow in that, but he's called a juggernaut for a reason, because he can take punches, innit? Right? Listen, this boxing. Listen, I've seen Joe Joyce. Yeah, he can take punches, but Daniel Dubois is being blown up because Frank Warren's just trying to compete with Eddie Hearn and his friend Daniel Dubois with all these names, and their clout chasing is what you Americans call it, innit? To try and give him something. He's a bloody hype job. You saw him get punched by some nobody and run the other side of the ring. Like he can give it offensively, 100%. But when he start taking it, like Joe Joyce has been in there with better competition. Like Joe Joyce is gonna take some lever from Daniel Dubois. A lot of people say, "Oh, Susie Getty's gonna go over." Let me tell you this: why is Daniel Joe Joyce gonna go over? He's got a career. The other guys he fought never had a career. So when they get hit, usually like, I ain't got time for this. I've got better things to do. Let me just lay down, get me money, and get out of it. Nah, when you're fighting a guy who's got to put bills on the table and has a career themselves, they're not gonna lay down. And he's done more things as an amateur, and he's done better fights as a pro. And he's older, but as you see with Sergey Kovalev, age ain't nothing but experience as you get warmed up, innit? So I'm just saying, innit, he's a bloody hype job. And I like the boy, I like the kid, but he ain't done nothing to be putting his name. Have you seen how far he's been ranked on the WBO? How Frank Warren's bloody maneuvered him up the WBO to try and get him a shot. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. I mean, this boxing thing it's a serious. This is what I was talking about. The severity of people are there playing games and using boxing as pawns. You see the way Frank Warren was talking about Dillian White the other day, talking about him out. He's like, yeah, Dillian. I know. I don't know if you recovered from being knocked out, because Dillian was talking shit.
Sorry,
Yeah. Listen, they talking like meat, right? They talking like meat. So, but going back to your initial question, like Daniel Dubois, is a nice kid and everything like that. But Frank is just using him because Frank knows like he's got his last days. His last days of being a top guy is gone. So he's trying to rush everything, and at the same time, he's throwing people under his bus. You know. I mean, the other day he got that kid killed the other day, innit? Umar Sadiq. You see the Umar Sadiq fight got beat up in Russia. Look what happened to him in hospital. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that one. Yeah, I mean, this is what's going on. So, yeah, I mean, look, Umar Sadiq never done nothing here, and they threw him into world level only because he's 30, whatever his age was, 34, and the guy was 34. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. This is getting, and that also, what's his name again? What's his Yard? Yard had no business getting in there with Kovalev. That's what happened was supposed to happen. He's supposed to get a good pay from all because you looked at his physique. Same thing, Daniel Dubois. Look at him. He looks good. He ain't got no experience, man. You know what I mean? So
Facts, EJ
he's a
Facts,
hype.
bro.
He's a hype.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
agree with you. I think he's a hype job myself. I think he's a blown up propaganda machine for Frank Warren because Frank Warren ain't got no one, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What? He's got Lots, man. He's got Richard Larty. Are you kidding me?
Richard Lartley beat the brakes off Daniel Dubois.
Hold on. Frank Warren snatched up Richard Lartley.
I'm kidding.
No,
I was
no,
making a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dubois can. I think Dubois is a solid fighter. I mean, you guys have convinced me that he isn't, as good as it makes him out to be. I hope to convince you guys that Devin Haney isn't all that neither. On the other side of the pond.
Finally.
Yeah, Devin Haney is not it. But Dubois can definitely fight. Why? Do you think Devin Haney is all that, Mike?
I disagree. I think Devin Haney's
No, I don't think he's all that, but I think he's good. I just think he got some time.
Okay, that's different. I'm saying people like, I know you Laws, you think he's a really, really elite, potentially elite fighter. I don't think so. I think he's a solid fighter, a good fighter, right? But Dubois,
No, go on, bro.
It could
finish up.
He could be a hype. He could be a hype. He could be a hype job though. He could be because the thing is, but the thing is, at least he wants to try and fight the best to find out how good he is. You see, the thing is, he ain't trying to avoid the top competition, so he could be a hype job, but he wants to try and fight the best. So, like, you kind of like, all right, let's find out, innit? But when the guy is just trying to say they're better than they are, like, it's not, you know what I mean? He wanted to fight Lomachenko and Campbell and them guys there, but them guys obviously avoiding him. So it's hard to say he's a hype job when he's trying to chase the best, and they don't want to fight him. But you're entitled to your opinion, let's do.
No, I would definitely say he's overrated because I've seen other prospects with him now, his age, who are better than he is, but they don't get any limelight. Look at Gary's brother, Gary Russell's brother.
I don't like Devin.
What's he done?
He would dog stomp Devin Haney like yesterday, skill wise. He does it all. Devin can't fight on the inside.
Right. Well, so you're trying to say Gary Russell the fraud? Gary Russell's the fraud, yeah? You're trying to say his brother's better than? Yeah, you're trying to say he's better than Devin Haney, yeah?
Skill wise, yes.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
Gary Antoine's brother. What are you talking about? You're talking.
You have to see them fight. You're talking people fight, though, isn't it? You have to see the thing is. You have to see people fight,
I've
though,
seen
innit?
Devin Haney fight. I've seen Devin Haney fight. I've seen Devin Haney fight
several
times.
No. Against competition, against elite, the only way you can judge someone, you can say you believe his skill set, and that's how people should fight. But what I'm saying is that the man wants to fight the best, and you're trying to say another man's got a better skill. So let's see what's going on. Let's see.
I said he has a better skill.
The guy you're talking about. No, what you're saying is you're saying your guy's got a better skill set than Haney, innit?
Yes, I am. What about it?
And I'm trying to say, I'm trying to say, let's see them fight. But at least that guy you're talking about, I've never even. Yeah. But if they fight, then we can find out. But what I'm saying is that he's trying to fight the best, but they don't want to fight him. So how can we see? You know what I mean? You start to say he's hyping all them things.
That's glad. I'm glad. Did I say that's wrong? I said I'm glad that he's willing to fight the best. That's fine. That's kudos to you for doing that. That's what you should do. I'm looking at it as a skill set point of view. I've seen Gary Antoine Russell in the amateurs. I saw Devin Haney in the amateurs. I've seen Devin Haney fight that South African. I'm looking skill set to skill set. I think Gary Antoine Russell is a better fighter. Talk about skill set. That's what I'm talking about.
Are they the same weight class, right?
No, Gary Antoine is 140, but he can drop down. I mean, they will fight.
If they're not the same weight class, what is he? He's a higher weight, lower weight. What is he? Because I
said 140. So it's like 5 pounds.
So he's a higher weight class than him. So I don't know why you're mentioning them, but it's cool. But listen,
what are you talking about? But people mention Tank and Haney all the time.
But Haney's trying. Yeah, but he's trying to fight the best. They don't want to fight him, bro. And Luke Campbell's blatantly sidestepping him. Lomachenko saying he's the franchise champion. They don't want to fight him, bro. So it's hard to say he's overhyped and all them things. But yet he's getting out of his way to say, "Yo, I want to fight the best competition," but they don't want to get in the ring with me. So it's hard to say like he's a hype job and whatever. But you're entitled to your opinion, innit?
Yes, I am. I am entitled to my opinion. I can say whatever I want to say, but I'm talking about it as a skill set. You're trying to bring in the fact. I'm not making it personal. I don't care if he wants to fight whoever or anybody. That's something different. I'm talking about skill set. I'm talking about skills inside the ring. I'm talking about, can he fight on the inside? Can he fight on the outside? Can he fight mid-range? What does he do? I'm comparing that to Gary Antoine and what Gary Antoine can do, because I've seen him fight in the amateurs. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I shoot about skill set. How can you tell skill set if they haven't fought competition? How can you tell how good they have they fought competition? If you're fighting a journeyman, my skill set will be high. If I'm fighting someone who doesn't want to fight me, I will look good. But when I go against elite competition, then you can sell. So you're talking about what you against bomb competition. Of course, you're gonna look good, right? But against elite competition, let's see what's going on. So what I'm saying to you is that all the stuff you're talking about is all well and done, but they haven't fought no one to say that their skill set is where they at. Because you know the other guy in the corner is not gonna let you do what you think you're gonna do. So that's how you can test skill set. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only that's how you credit guys to give guys respect. What you're talking about is skill set without actually being tested. And that guy you're talking about, I saw him in the Olympics. He was okay. He didn't overwhelm me. And what did he medal? Did he even medal? Did he even medal like that? Gary Russell's brother.
No,
did he even medal? Because I know Haney turned pro at 15 and was fighting in Mexico because they didn't let him fight. And he's been crafting his way up to be number one contender. And when he got there, Lomachenko ducked him. That says a lot right there and then. So I don't know how the kid's a hype job.
I say he is. I said he can't fight on the inside. I don't think he's as good as people make it out to be, because people are too busy on the fact that, oh my God, this is somebody who wants to fight somebody. Then we should give him all this praise. He's so great. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. Why do we have to do a kudos for somebody who want to do their job? We're talking about if you do your job well.
Good point, Tyrone.
I'm looking at him in the amateurs. Why are you worried about what I'm doing, Haney? Why would you be worried about that?
Let's talk about. You said he can't find the inside. So when he fight Lomachenko, does he need to find the inside? Does he need to find the inside? So why does he need to prove to you that he needs to find the inside? You adjust your game plan to the fighter you're going against. So whatever he can do,
there's not going to be a
you mix your game plan up. So you don't have to prove nothing to you. Against the best competition, they don't want to fight him. So it can't be because you think another guy who's better, who no one's even calling out or no one's talking about, is better than this guy you think is overhyped, then fine. But all I say, the fact of the matter is, Haney's there who said he wants to fight the best competition, and they do not want to fight him. So you can't be really looking on that about what his skill set is. He was testing skills.
Is he the only guy on the planet who says that or has been through that? Absolutely not. Will he be the last one? No. I mean, this stuff should happen. Why should we be giving props to people who just want to fight the best? That's what they should already do. I don't care about that stuff. And I'm not giving credit to somebody who wants to do that. That's a different story. I'm talking about skills, just base skills. Seeing them in the amateur, seeing them in the gym, and seeing them against opponent. My opinion, Gary Antoine
What
Russell
did you just say there? What did you just say there? Did you just say, why should we give credit if a guy wants to fight the best? Is that what you just said? You'd rather watch a guy fight against bums, right? Against bums and stiff, yeah? And you don't want to see him against the best competition? Why should we give credit? Because that's what boxing is made on, fighting the best. Find the best competition again, showing you find the best competition overcoming wherever your skills are. Because any day you bring your skills to the cover, skills is one thing, but heart and determination and courage and going fighting through a fight is another factors. There other factors in the fight. You know what I mean? You've got skills. That's only one element what goes into a fighting into a fighter, bro. You know what I mean?
So the fact that I want to challenge myself determines whether or not I win in a fight.
I don't think you know that, bro.
So the fact that I want to challenge myself,
bro, like that's what makes you great. That makes you great.
Means that I'll win
that makes you great. That makes you great. That's bro, like Roy Jones when he got to like heavyweight champion.
Antoine Russell was better than Devin Haney.
Right? Yeah, but Roy Jones. Who's getting mad, bro? Who's getting mad? You said you don't want to fight. You said you like your fighters not to fight the best competition. Why should we give them credit? I'm not getting mad. I'm just breaking down what
why should we give credit? That's what you just said. I said, why should we give credit? That's what they're supposed to do.
Why are they here? Well, how do they make their name? They have to fight their name off another guy to make their name great. That's how boxing's always been. You beat a guy who was great. That's how you make your name. What are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you
First
talking
of all,
about?
no.
I mean, about you
I'm
sitting there
talking
with
about skill set. You're bringing into other stuff. You're talking about a person's desire, his will, how he acts in the camera, if he wants to fight people. That's different. That's all smoke and mirrors. I'm talking about the
you
result.
can't tell me what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I'm saying. I'm telling you, bro. Like,
I heard it already.
Obviously,
I
you're
already
reading
heard
comics or
what's
something like
going
that.
on about
Hear what I'm saying
I
to
already
you.
heard what's going on.
Hear what I'm saying to you. 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 Yeah. For you as a professional boxer, right? Your first job is to make the biggest payday because as a prize fighter is to make money. Whatever you're bringing to the game, wherever you're bringing your skill set or whatever you're bringing, that's gonna hopefully make you more money. That's the way you turn pro, is to make more money. That's your first thing. Not to say how skillful, and that's in your head. After that, then you want to fight the best competition to get recognized, and then so people can respect you. And then obviously, hopefully, as you win your belts or you defend your belt, you hopefully go to Hall of Fame. That's every desire of every professional boxer. When you sit there and say my skills are the best of the skills, I'm happy about that. Nah, bro, you trying to beat the best competition who's in front of you in your era. That's what this is about, bro. And make the most money.
No,
It's
not.
been about that.
I'm scoring this
Not
at
this
10
argument.
round at the minute, man.
Not this argument. Canva, you can ask anybody on here. My argument was simply about who would win the fight. I said Devin Haney is overrated, skill-wise. That's my opinion. You brought into it about, oh, well, how's he overrated if he has this will, desire to fight all the best and everything else. That's a different argument. And that's true. He does have the desire. He does want to fight the best. But I don't think that has anything to do with skill set of who he will beat, Gary Anton Russell or not. That's my opinion. I'm simply basing it off of skills. SKILLS. Point blank, period. Watcher, you want to chime in?
Everyone's entitled to opinion.
It's still on the topic, but the thing of like I know it's another conversation, so I'll go over it real quick. I'm just stating this. When we talk about people wanting to fight the best, yeah, obviously Devin wants to fight the best, and he gets a lot of credit for it. But there are several fighters who have expressed that they want to fight the best. Perfect example, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
What does the nation of the UK see Wilder as? They don't like the dude. They're like, oh, he doesn't want to fight. He's a fraud. Now that he's lost to Fury, he's this and that. The same with when in 2015 they were talking about Wilder Klitschko. Wilder's like, I'll fight Klitschko tomorrow, and then everyone's saying it's bullshit and this and that. The same thing with a lot of other guys with Errol Spence. You know, when Errol Spence was at Sean Porter's fight and saying he wants to fight Sean Porter, people took that and they said that he's ducking Crawford, even though he was really there for the purpose of Sean, because, you know, and there's so many fighters under the sun that have expressed that they want to fight the best, but only a certain contingent gets that amount of respect. That's all I want to say.
Bro. Yeah, hear what you're saying. I don't know where you're from in the UK. That ain't people got that opinion about Wilder. As far as I know, Eddie Hearn blocked that joint. That's how that never went down. As simple as that. Deontay Wilder I was there when AJ was fighting Klitschko. I was there the whole week, the whole build-up, right? Deontay Wilder was asked to come to do commentary, yeah, and he wanted to fight the winner. AJ looked over him and called out Fury, and Fury was in retirement, right? Wilder was right there sitting there, the WBC champion, and then Eddie Hearn sent one of his protectors, Tony Bellew, to upset him. So he was pissed off, and he didn't want to take pictures with no one. So no one didn't get no pictures. Wilder was sitting there. It's only your bullshit, yeah. Furthermore, yeah, Wilder wanted to fight him then, and then AJ ignored him, and Eddie Hearn went on this thing, and then Kugan harassed him, said, "Well, why won't you fight him?" He goes, "Oh, if you give me 50 million, we know where that went." So Wilder was there trying to make the fight for the longest, and people in UK love Wilder, bro. When he came in Klitschko, man was getting an ovation when he came in there because man knows how he's just knocking out guys, and they want the fans always want to see the best versus the best. Eddie Hearn and his little cowardly little self, yeah, he's the one who's trying to shut the thing down. But he don't mind AJ fighting Fury, but he'll never want that Wilder fight, and he kept messing around. So I don't know about that. Wanting to fight the best has always been. This is what the sport's about. Number one. That's what you want to be. 1 minute. That's what you want to be. You want to be number one. That's how you're recognized, yeah. And everyone. Josh Taylor fought today against some stiff and some bum. He's gonna fight with Ramirez. Bro, when it's all said and done, whoever wins that fight, you're going to remember Josh Taylor, especially in the UK as well, Scotland. I think the last undisputed champion in Scotland was Ken Buchanan. right? And Scotland, you know, that how they revere Kevin Buchanan, who lost his belt against Roberto Duran when Roberto Duran hit him low, and Roberto Duran didn't give him a rematch. So if he can do that for Scotland, especially Scotland, one of them places they don't have that many champions up there. I think they had Jim Watt and they had some other guys up there. But if he can be that, that'd be great for Scotland. But what I'm saying is that Josh Taylor, like Carl Froch, is one of them guys that people revere because they've gone out of their patch, gone to another guy's country and trying to be the best. I don't want to hear no bullshit about guys. Oh, they want to fight the best. You either make it happen or you don't. But there's people and promoters blocking that stuff. So go ahead.
Regarding Joshua and the Wilder fight, you have to listen to the fine details. And Wilder's camp were very clever in what they tried to do. When his negotiations were going on, I believe Hearn at the time was in New York promoting the Andrade fight. And the press got hold of it. And Wilder's camp said to Eddie Hearn, we'll put 50 million up. Of course, Hearn was interested. All you got to do is say yes. Simple as that. You've got to say yes. And Hearn, well, I want a meeting. No, just say yes. They wanted the fight that badly that what Hearn didn't realise till later is that in certain states, maybe Tyrone can back me up here, and apparently if you give a verbal binding contract, it's binding. And if Hearn would have said yes, that fight would have been made. Now, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but from what I understand, a verbal contract is binding in New York. And that shows that Wilder's team wanted the fight. So much so that they had to entrap, if you like, Eddie Hearn into doing it. And that's why I believe that Wilder's team wanted the fight.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You hit the nail on the head. Eddie never wanted it. Oh, well, here's the thing, right?
Barry never wanted it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Barry never wanted it, right? But you gotta understand, during that time, Eddie did a lot of lying. 1 minute he's saying this, next minute he's saying that. Wilder side, they say one thing, they stick with one thing.
Get away.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so many roadblocks and so many excuses. Like when Wilder, because EJ said that Wilder got an applause at Wembley, right, EJ? When he's at the Klitschko fight with Joshua.
Yeah, that was at the weigh-in. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I gotta look that up or something because I want to see that.
Bro, I was the one booing because I was the one who booed Klitschko when he came there to make him know that I was the only one booing him, and it was like a pin dropping. I booed him, and then it went round like Klitschko got booed in London. It was me because my boo was so loud. And then when AJ came in, the cheers were so big, and then Wilder came from the other end, because he had interviewed Sky, and everyone was, oh, Wilder's here, and everyone started cheering him, and Wilder was putting his hands up, and that's what the scouts of Tony Bellew went and harassed him. And you've seen it on YouTube. You can see it on the IFL.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You remember that? Yeah. I was because I got ushered out. We got ushered out of the bloody arena, and then he tried to harass him, and we were trying to get pictures of Wilder.
Listen, Bellew.
But Wilder, when Wilder came out, I was in the hotel. I was in the hotel with Klitschko and all the Spenot covering all the stars from Europe. They're all in there. All the bloody European, all of them all there. The belts was there. You could have pictures of the belts and all that. So I was in the hotel, right? And I see Wilder. One of my guys goes out there. Oh, Wilder's out there. So Wilder had a massive crowd around him, and he looked vexed. He was so pissed off. He took a couple of pictures, but his team was so angry at the way he was disrespected. You know what I mean, by Bellew, that he didn't really want to take no pictures. But when he initially came in, the crowd, when he came in, they were cheering him. So that whole thing about Eddie Hearn said no one knows it. They knew who Wilder was when he came in there. It's just Eddie Hearn trying to just put it on him. But anyway, go on. You continue.
Sorry, Watcher. Yeah, go on, dude.
No, you go.
They knew about Wilder a long time ago, ever before he became WBC World Champion. They knew about Deontay Wilder coming over to the UK and being in David Hayes' sparring camp, even though Team Haymaker put out a video edited to fuck, showing him beating the snot out of Wilder with uppercuts and stuff, and like basically getting inside the pocket and doing him. They didn't show all the footage because Richard Tower, who was in that sparring camp along with Dimitrenko as well, said that's been edited to fuck. That doesn't show what actually happened. And apparently, he rinsed David Haye in sparring. He took his time to.
That wouldn't surprise me.
He took time to basically work David Haye out, but when he did, he was basically chasing Haye around the ring, and he was hurting him. Now, I've heard that they knew what happened in that sparring camp, and if they're doing that to a world champion at the time, David Haye was, that's why they wanted no part of Wilder. They knew the stories about Wilder. Wilder isn't. He's been to the UK many times. I mean, like, a lot of people just think he come for the, but he stops off in here. In Sheffield, I believe it was, before he was due to fly to fight Povetkin in Russia.
Yeah, he did.
Just to cut down on the spot on the jet lag. So he based himself in the UK and then like just done like the 4 or 5 hour flight to Russia to cut down on. So he's no stranger to the UK. Obviously, he fought Fraudley here as well, didn't he?
Fraudley.
Yeah. But
Fraudley.
They heard.
I used to call him Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey, yeah. They heard the stories coming out of that sparring camp about this kid from Alabama who was giving David Haye a rough time, and obviously they've seen the rise of him, and they thought, give this guy a swerve, because they heard them stories. And like that Richard Tower has gone from obviously another one out the Ingle gym who come to nothing, but he said nah, and like apparently he's good friends with Wilder now. But they knew about Wilder a long time ago, and they heard them stories out of that training camp.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the stuff about the sparring, because Richard, I've talked to him directly, and he told me the same thing. He said he gave him that work. He said he gave Ergovich that work as well. And remember, when he fought Audley, there was a young man in the front row watching that fight, and his name was Anthony Joshua. And Joshua hadn't turned pro at the time. He turned pro a few months down the line. But I saw Joshua's face when he saw that knockout. And he's like, he looked at the guy next to him. His eyes were all lit up. He was smiling, right? And I'm a Joshua fan as well, right? But like, he fucking knew, like, hey man, this is heavyweight boxing, and this is a potential guy in the division. And that's not the first time Joshua had probably heard of Wilder. He had probably heard it from the sparring stories, from Haye and everything. Even the Klitschko stories as well, right? We've all heard that one where, like, Wilder apparently got iced in sparring, right? Like Dillian White saying that.
I've heard that.
Dillian White was never in Vlad's camp in that time period. He was before with Vitaly. He was sparring Vitaly. Dillian White had never met Wilder in his life back then. So, and Johnny Nelson also lied. He said he was there 5 years ago, back in, I think, 2017. He said it.
Yeah, well, no, Johnny Nelson's a liar.
But Johnny messed up because he got the dates wrong. Whenever he said in 2015, he said, I was there 5 years ago. My friend, 5 years ago is 2010. Wilder's first time going to camp was in 2012. So unfortunately, you're 2 years off, my friend. You lied. Jonathan Banks lied as well. He said he didn't get knocked down. He didn't get knocked out. He got knocked down. So there's two different stories now. James Ali Bashir. Oh, Wilder was out cold. Wait, I thought he just got knocked down. So I went ahead and I did my own research. I asked Richard what happened. I said, this person said this person said that, right?
Yeah.
And Richard seems like a real straight up guy, right? So I believed him. He said he actually gave Klitschko a bit of work. He didn't drop him or anything, but, you know, he was very aggressive in there, and he didn't listen to what Klitschko's camp was saying, you know, be easy on him and everything. He went and he did his thing, right? I then asked Jay Diaz what happened. And Jay said he did the full camp. Nothing like that happened. He said it doesn't matter if people get dropped or in sparring or get hurt, but it never happened. And then I'm like, who else should I ask? Who else is out there? So I asked Russ Abner. We all know who Russ Abner is?
No, I don't know who he is.
The Canadian. The one that used to be in Wilder's
Canadian
corner.
Cutsman. That's the Cutsman.
Yeah, he's got
Cutsman for Revis, isn't it? He's always made the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
The video
I
of
asked him,
Revis about them lot and the gloves and that. Yeah.
I talked to him about that as well, but I asked him about the sparring with Wilder, and let's get something out here. Russ Abner doesn't like Deontay. Something happened between them two. I don't know what happened. I have asked him. I haven't got a response yet. But he doesn't like. He says he's got nothing good to say. He did say though. I asked him. All of these people have said Wilder was either knocked down or knocked out in sparring. Can you clarify? Because Jay Diaz and Richard, they have the same story. So if I can get this guy to tell me what happened, then I'll know for a fact that it's for real, right? Ask Russ. It never happened. He never got knocked out. He never got knocked down. He said, I don't like Deontay, but I won't lie on him. I don't tell lies. He said Dillian wasn't there. He said Johnny wasn't there. He said Richard was with him as well. He said Jay was with him. So clearly, a lot of people like Bellew and Johnny, they like to ride this wave where they can just lie on Deontay. It's the same thing with the whole Dillian White thing. Oh, Wilder's been fighting taxi drivers for 800 days, 1,000 days. Meanwhile, Dillian is out here ducking all the eliminators, won't take the Brazil fight for the mandatory, all this bullshit. So don't go having a go and lying at Wilder. You guys just, these people from Sky, Johnny and Bellew, they try to have a go at Wilder, and Wilder just fucking goes up to them and says, yeah, what's up, man? It's the same thing with Billy Joe Saunders at Nando's, and it's the same thing when Wilder gave a hug to Bellew. And Bellew's like, oh, I don't want to fight him because his arm length and shit.
Yeah, he's too big. He should have put my arm around him and he was too big. No, he put his arm around him. Because he was giving, like EJ was saying before, he was giving it all that to Wilder. And then when they did the commentary on the fight, Wilder put his arm around him, and then Bellew come out and did a video after saying, I don't want to fight him. He's too big. He put his arm around me.
He was scared. Yeah. He was scared, bro. He was scared because you see what happened if you look at that whole thing, yeah. Them Alabamians, yeah, right? Then they came down and saw that stuff. They were gonna mess him up. The security for the security, they're lucky they were there because Bellew's not from London, he's from Liverpool, and he's lucky the security were there to back him because they were gonna do him, but they were being filmed. They were gonna tuck him in, man. They were looking to get him all through the night. So Bellew had to get a message to calm him down because he realized he was way out of his depth. Yeah, he must have thought he could roll up to Wilder and he was the champ, and you think you can talk that rubbish. Wilder and his Marcellus, them nutters, yeah, they're not that good.
I was going to say his brother was kicking off with him.
Yeah. But if you get him, if you can catch them, you can chin them. But there was like 5 or 6 of them, and they were rolling up. So the security. Bro, he was gonna get dealt with. Like he was gonna get dealt with. The reason why he came out with that because he was scared. He was scared. They were gonna mess him up.
Yeah, Bellew was good. I've got a better resume than you. I've got a better resume than you. I fought David over the hill. David over the hill.
Man of the division.
Yeah, but EJ's right. Marcellus' brother was kicking off. And that nearly went off. That did. It's right.
You know where it did? It went off though because Wilder was screaming. The bomb squad thing.
Yeah, he was interviewed by Michelle Joy Phelps or someone, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, go on, watch it. Sorry for putting in.
No, it's all right. And then Bellew, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. The guy from Alabama was getting all the shine. The guy from Alabama was getting the fan favorite. So he's like, I don't need my bomb squad, boy. First of all, don't fucking say it to someone that's black. Don't say that, okay? Don't, because that's the thing. You got to be careful with what you say around certain people. Wilder's not going to fucking back down. He walked up to that guy, and he had his glasses on, and he's leaning over the fence, and he's saying, come here, he said. Let's talk. He's like, I make people seize on the ground. That's my power. And Bellew's like, oh, David Hayes got more power than you. Well, you mean the David Hay that ended up getting bashed up in sparring, and the guy that you struggled to even put away, who had half a leg on him.
I was going to say, he had one leg.
Yeah, and now you want Usyk to fight Wilder. Why do you want Usyk to fight Wilder? Are you afraid that Wilder's going to beat Fury and then want to fight Joshua? Do you believe Joshua won't beat Wilder? Come on, Tony. Well, what's his name? Anthony, the disappearing man.
But at least that night he got home.
Now you're on point.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying is on point. Everything you're saying is on point there. Like the boxers, Eddie, I reckon Eddie goes, look, look, Wilder's he's getting too much shine. Go over there and start some stuff with them. And that's what happened, didn't it? Even but see, Wilder gets along with Adam Smith. They get along well because Adam Smith's the one who's able to come and do the commentaries. Eddie Hearn blocks it because I think AJ, I think Wilder was supposed to do some commentary on I think it was the Parker fight. And AJ and Eddie Hearn said, no, I think Eddie Hearn said, no, I don't want him there. And Adam said, what do you mean? No, I don't want him there. Because they're trying to build, Sky's trying to build the best fight. You know what I mean? Between Wilder, they're trying to build it. Eddie Hearn was just trying to block it. So a lot of times people say Eddie Hearn makes the fights and this, that, the other. Katie Taylor's the most protected woman in boxing. I've never seen nothing like it, yeah? And who else we got over there? And match him. I like AJ, right? I like AJ, but AJ's looking. Listen, I know stories about Shannon Courtney. I'm going to give you some information in it. This is inside information, so you don't know, right? So I mean, if it goes out there, everyone knows about it, right? Apparently, when she came in the gym, she was how much weight? We know about her weight gain, yeah. But did you know that she went out with Spencer Oliver? Spencer Oliver's older brother. I believe she was like 17, and I think he was like 40 something. I think it was 17 or about. Yeah, they were going together. He was a trainer. If you go on YouTube, right, you'll see her in the corner. Like if you check amateur, you'll see him in the corner. Spencer Oliver's older brother, right? They had a proper relationship, banging the shit out of her. You know what I mean? That's probably why her weight came down quick. Yeah. So anyway, right? She was there at Finchley, and then she went to. No, this is serious shit. I'm telling you. Yeah, she was getting shagged. Yeah, he was shagging the shit out of her. If you see the little guy, he was Spencer Oliver's shagging. Anyway, yeah. So she lost a lot of weight, and then she got to match him, and she dumped him, innit? Because she don't want people then going out of a 50-year-old or something like that, innit? Right? So she's down now. Now she puts it about, man. She puts it about, right? So Eddie Hearn's given a shot in that, and she's a right nasty. She's a right nasty cow. Because if you look on her Twitter, she's got pictures of Journey girls. She's got them getting knocked out. Now, when she got knocked out, I don't want to get depressed. I don't want to talk to media. Yeah, but she's same way she's got girls knocked out and her faces banged out on her Twitter page. Yeah, she's I don't want to take it. When listen, the way she got dealt with in that fight, she blood deserved it. And in the amateurs, this is another thing. The amateurs, yeah, she never wanted to fight girls with competition. Anyone who could fight with a pulse, yeah, she stayed away with. She's not that good. You know what I mean? She hasn't learned how to go back, and she's a right diva. She's a diva to the complete. And then she's got Cougar and all that kissing her up. She never done nothing in the amateurs. So in the end of the day, she's a little wrong on that one. She's a little wrong on that one, isn't it?
Do you know what, EJ? Do you know what, bro? That is fucking bang on what you've just said about her, mate. Bang on. She, because what I know about that girl, apparently. I didn't know she was seeing Spencer Oliver's brother, but apparently what I know about her, she used to be a fat barmaid or something. She was a big fatty who worked in a bar as a barmaid, and she did a bit of boxing or something. And she lost a load of weight and all this shit. How she got in with Matchroom must have been through Spencer Oliver and all that shit. I don't know. And next thing you know, she's been blown up. This model, she's a model. She's
Who
a
is that?
boxer. This girl from over here called Shannon Courtney.
Okay.
And then she had a few fights, beating up bums. She had an opponent who was half decent, got iced off her, and then disappeared and went in a mood and didn't want to do interviews and stuff like that. And then when she did do an interview with Kugan Cassius, she did an Instagram live view. But she made Kugan turn the comments off because she was getting ripped for going in hiding and stuff like that. But back to what you were saying about sleeping with who know what and who know what. That's what I've heard. I've heard things like that about her. Who are you talking about? Shannon Courtney, pet boxing.
Yeah, because because she's got no confidence. Now, I'm not trying to say most women got confidence, yeah, but yeah, he was training her, shagging her, and she, is pretty older than her. But everyone knew it. I mean, I remember I came into the gym one time, and not telling you whose gym it was, yeah. I came in the gym, and one of the trainers come up to me because he's got the gossip and all the women in there, right? He goes, yeah, what'd you think of her? Not special, isn't it? Not with her. See with her, she got blonde freckles on her face, and her face was red because she just been inspiring. And he goes, guess who's going out of her? I goes, who? Him. Because what are you talking about? Because he bloody could be her dad. Because again, bro, I'm literally like, look, I'm telling you, if you go Shannon Courtney, type amateurs, look in the corner and tell me that you'll see what I'm talking about. That was her boyfriend, and she dumped him. Because she got the contract. You're right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's called Spencer Oliver. That's how she probably got the deal through Sky, and she's got him, and now she's trying to kind of trying to roll up to Eddie and all the mothers, isn't it? And they're not having it. They're like, oh, she needs to calm down because the same way she was doing it, she can't help herself, innit? She's a bit, she don't know how to say no, innit? You know what I mean? I don't know if she's giving head or whatever she's doing, but she can't help herself, innit? You know what I mean? But she got him to turn up the comedy because she's the right diva. I'm telling you, she's bad with it, and and the thing is, Eddie had enough of her fighting rubbish fighters. He thought, let me step her up. And the moment he stepped her up, she was whining and complaining and this, that, the other. I think she won the fight though, to be fair. But what it is that she showed no respect, and she didn't learn the amateurs about respect. When you're fighting a journey fighter, take your time. Learn your craft, but she went in there trying to knock the girl out, and the girl caught with a counter fight. Got beautiful counter left, it was beautiful, right? And put her on the ground. And then from then on, that was it, man. But she's not that. There's a lot of guys and women who've turned pro, and to be fair, they're not that good. There's another one. Do you know about what's his name again? Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher.
Anthony Fowler, people like that.
Yeah, but listen, with Johnny Fisher. Yeah, Johnny Fisher, the new heavyweight from Mark Tibbs, because they didn't, when Dillian White's new coach, I know him, innit? Like we're from the same gym. They didn't want to interview him on Sky. Have you ever seen that before? They didn't give him no media exposure, nothing on Sky. Well, basically, because of Mark Tibbs and the falling out. So Mark Tibbs got Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's a nice kid and that, but he's only fought 3-2s in the amateurs, 3-2s, and he got into the tournament. He lost against our guy from my gym in that year. And but he's only fought 3-2s as a pro. So now you're turning pro, right? And you've never done like 3 minutes in your amateur career, and you're expected to do it and against amateur. You know what I mean? So the lot of pro boxing is guys of turning pro, and they haven't really done anything in the amateurs. She's just one of them. But the way she goes about herself, it's gonna get out there. You know what I mean? I mean, she leaves Matchroom, she's gonna fall to bits. That one, you know what I mean? Because old Frankie Fisher eyes ain't gonna take none of that rubbish.
Fish eyes, dent ad, yeah. Right, I've got to get up out of here. Yeah, I'm coming now. The little man wants to play on his Avengers game with him. Just before I go, is anyone watching the Charlo fights tonight?
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and go on my old fire stick.
Has it started already?
It's already started. That's why I was trying to tell Laws to get a bit earlier.
Yes.
So it was 7.
Yeah, you did. That's right, Tyrone. Do you know what? It's been a great night tonight. Really interesting having you over here, EJ, and I was enjoying you and Tyrone going at it though. I see both of your points of views. I do, and listen, man. At the end of the day, that is the fight. Yeah, that's all it is. He's just
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. What he's saying. Skill set is very important, isn't it? It's not like it's just different. And you saw about skill set. You see Charlie Edwards get a beating today and then win. That kid, that guy's the luckiest guy in the world. Old Charlie Edwards. He was getting a beating from that kid, isn't it?
Dead man walking.
Before we get out of here, right now you've just brought up something. Now I'm going to put the funniest man on to you about Charlie Edwards. Come on, Tyrone. Shut the show down with Charlie Edwards.
I mean, I did say he was like a pillow-fisted puncher. Like he can't dream of hurting somebody. He can't dream him dreaming it. I mean, he can't punch worth the shit. Even if on his most blessed day.
That was a blatant piss take when he fought that Mexican kid. He got beat up off him. Okay, the Mexican guy hit him when he was down. But then the Mexican guy won the fight. Charlie Edwards, Eddie puts in a complaint to the WBC, gets the belt back, and he's like, vacates it now. I can't make the weight no more, so I'm stepping up and
didn't I say? I think most people said that. They say he's not going to go through that again. I mean, Edwards is like one of those guys you have in video games, right? He's a support character. He's there to heal you. So when he punches, he actually gives a massage. Like he heals guys. He's
But he's
weird.
a mandate though because Maurizio Sullivan made him mandate straight away.
Oh yeah, he moved up. He wanted to get out of there.
Yo, point, man. You're so on point. The best beat, I was there when Joe Casamayor came down to London, yeah, and I was there with what's his name, Gibbs and that, right? So I saw him and then I saw Charlie Edge and I go, yo, you want to get? Yeah, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna do this and that. And then that fight when Charlie got in there, he was so out of his depth. Yeah, it was bloody hilarious. Wow. The way Joe Casamayor beat him, he was laughing at him. He was laughing at him in the way when I was talking to him. He looked at me, he started laughing. He knew he was gonna beat the shit out of Charlie Edwards. Yeah, and then you're right, Charlie Edwards when he won that world, I was there when he won the world title. He didn't beat the kid. Now I interviewed the kid from Nicaragua. That's Roman Chocolito's cousin, right? I interviewed him. I go, do you feel like you're gonna get a fair decision? Because hopefully, because he just won the belt, newly, right? And I go, you think you're gonna get a fair decision? He goes, yeah, I think. And I looked at it, I was there. I was actually, I had press pass. I was there ringside, and I thought the Nicaraguan kid won the fight, and they gave it Charlie. And I saw Charlie, and I had to interview him. I was working for the Boxing Voice at the time, and I interviewed him after, and he was so happy. And that I was looking at him, you bloody fraud. Yeah. You're gonna get beaten. And then straight away, they put him against the Mexican kid on TV. He had his hair blonde and all that.
That's right, yeah, Brockside blonde.
And then he dropped the bait. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, listen. What you said about him is 100% fighting about his bloody dream. He can't break an egg. He can't break an egg. You heard him? Yeah.
It's like
he's a nice kid though.
Yeah, that's it.
He's a nice kid though.
No, wait. You got
Charlie's
oh, you killing me.
Yeah, that's what you.
Oh, I've got ready. I'm going. Right, I've got.
You heard, yeah. He's a nice. He's a nice guy, but he's just.
Yeah. Peace watching.
He's just getting pushed by Eddie. He's just getting pushed by Eddie.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, I've got to go because he's waiting for me.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
EJ, thanks for coming through, bro. Pleasure. Thanks. Canvas, you're always welcome, bro. Very good to hear from you.
Hey, good talking to you guys, man. You guys take care. Bye.
Yeah, all right, man. Take care.
Peace, EJ.
Later.
Tyrone, thanks very much, brother.
Yep.
Absolute pleasure.
I might go live because I know Brooklyn wants to do a chat, so I'm gonna ask him actually and see what.
Yeah, do it, and I'll jump in and out of it. Right. I'm going to be in and out of KQ's chat, so I'll be jumping in and out of yours as well, bro.
All
right. Peace to you and peace to the chat. Man. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for coming through. Peace.
Take care.